More on the retail sales picture. I'm joined by someone who is not impressed with retail and, in fact, remains negative on the group. He's Howard Davidowitz. He's chairman of Davidowitz and Associates, and he's talked to us a lot about retail over the years, really. So, Howard, you know, we got these retail sales figures today that the market is greeting enthusiastically. A lot of these retailers are up. What do you think?
Well, here's what I think. First of all, there was a calendar shift. That accounts for about 2%. The Labor Day is in these numbers. That's 2%. Second of all, when you go down the numbers, they're almost all red. When you look at all these red numbers, you have to realize last year was a catastrophe, down double digits. So what you've done is you've done worse than the catastrophe. My arithmetic says that's terrible.
Well, but it's the rate of decline has slowed.
It's sort of the Obama logic. He lost 700,000 jobs. Now he's doing great. We're only losing 250,000 jobs, but the unemployment rate is up to 9.8. That's the Obama thinking. I think it's certifiably mad, but it's a way to look at it. I don't buy it. I think it's crazy. I think we're worse than the bad.
Well, not all of the sales numbers were negative. We did have some retailers actually gain sales.
Julie, I believe in a lot of retailers. I didn't say everything was bad. I think Kohl's is a blue chip. They're off the mall, not on the mall. 80,000-foot stores, not 200,000-foot stores. Cost to run 10 points less than Macy's. Racetrack format, central checkout. Offers the best value. I've been on TJ Maxx and Ross for a year. Golden, off the mall, not on the mall. Cato, CTR, off the mall, not on the mall.
I'm sensing a theme here.
I can list 20 winners. I don't say there aren't winners. Of course, there are loads of winners. I like Amazon. I like Aaron's Rents.
But you think people are too optimistic about the general retail picture?
The general retail, because when we look at the retail giants, when we look at 9 out of 10 of the large department stores, they're all down. When we look at Sears, the largest department store, they're a train wreck. Even Target is down. In the discount center, National Wholesale Liquidators went broke and liquidated. Value City did $3 billion. They're broke and liquidated. It's a mess.
I got to stop you for just 1 second, because I want to take you back in time. You were on in February. I mean, you've been on with us since then, but you were on back in February, and you talked about some retailers that you thought were dead in the water. That were the words you used. You talked about Sears. You talked about Macy's having a lot of troubles as well.
Was I right?
Well, here's the thing. Sears shares are up almost 80% for the year. Macy's shares are up. A lot of these retailers have rebounded, not just in the double digits, but even in the triple digits.
Your point is well taken.
So what's going on here? They didn't go under.
When I come on and I say dead in the water, I say the fundamentals. Look at the performance of those two companies you met. Do you think Sears is performing? You tell me. Sears is a train wreck.
There's a disconnect here then between what the fundamentals and what the stocks are saying.
Don't you think? Do you think Sears is performing well?
Well, I'm not paid to tell people what I think.
Sears is a disaster. Came out there. Now, did the stock go up? Yes. I mean, did Macy's stock go up and they bought this insane May company and they've wrecked their entire business? Yes. I can't account for what hedge funds are going to do or what this one is going to do, or in the short term, what anyone is going to do, because I'm not smart enough to figure that out. I look at fundamentals. I look at, is a retailer gaining share, losing share? What is the mix? What is the service letter? What's the value? I look at all those things and I say, those two companies are in the crapper.
I want to ask you about luxury retailers as well, because the logic would seem to be that people don't necessarily have money for luxury right now. However, we're hearing from consumers that they're going to the luxury stores and the inventory isn't necessarily there. Right. So what's your view of those kinds of retailers?
I think the luxury stores are in survival mode. The two biggest, Saks and Neiman's, now you see the numbers. I mean, the losses are massive, as in Sears. The red ink is massive, flowing, minus double digits every month, average of 20 in the I mean, you tell me where they're going. It doesn't look. Now, what are those companies doing? Of course, they're slashing inventory. They have to survive. They're cutting back capital. They're cutting expenses everywhere. I think that's wise.
But do you think that they're then going to come out stronger from this because they have taken those measures?
I don't. I think they're in survival mode. I think what it'll take for them to come out stronger If Saks shows me that they're exploding off Fifth Avenue and closing a lot of bad stores, I'll agree that makes sense. They haven't shown me that yet. That would be a strategic move because off Fifth is an outlet centers. That's a growth area. I think we don't have Bear Stearns. We don't have Lehman. I don't have to tell you what Citigroup. Merrill Lynch, half the people are fired. We have a problem with luxury. Now, what's helped luxury is this tremendous explosion in capital markets. There is a lot more wealth floating around, yet it's so bad that luxury is still killed. Do you know Bulgari is losing huge amounts of money? Harry Winston is down 20%. We've closed 2,000 jewelry stores. I mean, it's a disaster.
I'm curious, too, what effect some of the online retailers have had, because I've talked to people who said their inboxes are flooded with offers from Amazon or Blue Fly or some of these other folks, specifically targeting those luxury consumers.
I think if you look at online, for the first time, their sales are down, but I think they're the best place to be. I personally love Amazon. I think Amazon is going to gain market share for the holidays and do fine. In jewelry, I think Blue Nile is the best bet out there, although their sales are down. But if I had to make a bet in the jewelry business, out of everybody, I like Blue Nile and Tiffany, even though Tiffany's sales are down 20%.
So why do you like them then?
Because I think they'll gain market share from the wreckage. Just like Kohl's got those Mervyn stores for nothing and entered California for nothing. What a boom. Just like Bed Bath & Beyond is rolling because linens and things went busted. I believe with this mess, out of this mess, the more powerful are going to win. And Tiffany is one of those. Monster balance sheet. Warren Buffett is in there investing. I think Tiffany is going to be a survivor in the jewelry space and ultimately gain huge share and win. And I think Blue Nile is strong as well because they offer the best value.
Okay, Howard. Well, we're going to keep you to it, and we'll have you back on to see what these stocks do after another few months.
I'm ready.
Okay, Howard. Howard Davidowitz joining us to talk about retail.